As a free-to-play player, one of the biggest struggles that I've had is just to pick and choose on which characters to pull on. So that's why in the last Divine Ingenuity event, I set out on a mission with one goal in mind. Find out who is the most fun main DPS in Genshin Impact. And make sure to watch till the end of the video, because all I'm gonna say is, the thumbnail isn't lying. Okay, so just to preface this video, this tier list is based off of the character's playstyle. I repeat, playstyle. Cause believe me, this tier list would be a lot different if it were something else. But first, let's define what counts as a main DPS. Thankfully, a chart made by Usagi Sensei on Bilibili provided a good reference on what counts as a main DPS. So, links are in the description if you want to check it out. But I'm going to add a few more characters in this list, namely Dehya, Tighnari, Nilou, and Yae Miko. So yeah, I'm going to be ranking these 21 characters in Genshin Impact and put them in a tier list, with S tier meaning really fun and little to no problems with their kit, A tier being really fun, but there are just some minor problems, B tier meaning fun, but there are some problems with their kit as well, and C tier meaning neutral/boring. I mean, I can tolerate it, but I won't go out of my way just to play these characters. And lastly, D tier meaning, please end my life, I don't want to play these characters again. Also, if you're a Ganyu, Lyney, Klee, and especially a Xiao main, I would highly recommend you keep watching this video because I made some really nice compliments about these characters. Okay, enough talking, now let's get right into the Neivy certified main DPS tier list. Starting off real strong here with Alhaitham. S tier, no doubt. Every part of his kit is really fun to play. The Thousand Falling Knives from his E, the teleportation mechanic, and the Hanke 20m Emerald Splash. Alright, so Arataki Itto. Using his charge attacks and chucking a big massive Ushi at the other enemies was, of course, definitely the highlight of his gameplay. Other than that, I pretty much have nothing else to say. His normal attacks are kind of mid and slow cause he's a Claymore character. So yeah, solid C tier. So close to being a B tier. His normal attacks are fine, not the best I've seen, but they just look pretty cool and they're really fun and intriguing still. But the most important part, and the main source of damage, is of course his E. And oh my god, was it so satisfying. Just look at it. Don't tell me this doesn't look satisfying to look at. It's basically the equivalent of putting the square in the square hole, or putting my penis on my non-existent girlfriend's pussy. His E is surprisingly really fun against big enemies, but for smaller enemies, yeah, just kill me. His burst is similar to Ayaka's, but kind of worse and less satisfying in my opinion, but still, the bird is pretty cool. I definitely think Diluc is more fun when fighting bosses or bigger enemies, and not for hilichurls nor fungi. Those, yeah, just end me. Regardless, B tier. At first, I thought I would like her gameplay cause I was a Razor main when I just started off Genshin, and physical damage just intrigues me. But the thing that separates Razor from Eula is that Razor has fast normal attacks, while Eula doesn't. Also, her attack animations are just a bit too smooth for my liking. I get that she's a doctor. I get that she's a dancer, and smooth animations are supposed to be fitting, but it makes the gameplay even more slower than it should have been. But watching that nuke shot of a burst was honestly really satisfying and real great to be honest. That is, if it crits of course. C tier. One major complaint that I've forgotten you is that her charge attacks take 10 fucking million years before I can get to her phase 1. And then another 20 million years before I can reach the second phase. However, since you don't have a shield character, you get knocked in and start all over again. By the time I actually did the charge attacks, Snezhnaya would already be out already. I mean, what's the point of doing her charge attacks when it takes an even longer time than Tartaglia's skill cooldown? In the Hydro domain. From a person that can't play Tartaglia. At this point it's not even playing, it's just waiting. I'm sorry, but D tier. Ah!
I have tried everything that I spent 1 full fucking hour of my shit life just playing this stupid dumb bitch. That is 6.5% of my day wasted on this hard piece of garbage. Every fucking time I do the goddamn N1C, I feel like I want to puke my shitty little mouth all over my $10 potato PC. I need to wait for 10 dead-ass centuries to do whatever the fuck this abomination is. When I actually fucking did the charge attack, Eula would have her third rerun after 30,000 days of my whole shitty-ass life, and GTA 7 would have been released with an all-new sex mod. Not to mention, that bitch's charge attack hitboxes are even tighter than Kamisato Ayaka's non-existent hairline. What's the fucking point of crit rate on Hu Tao if Hu Tao misses 90% of the time when it hit enemies that are fucking smaller than a hydrogen atom? I would rather just normal attack my way through this hellhole like some fucking psychopath. Oh, and don't get me started on her animation cancelling. Her charge attacks are so uncontrollable to the point where I have to jump cancel like some kid with ADHD who can't concentrate in science class. And the jump canceling takes so fucking long that I would have watched the whole 1,787 episodes of everyone's favorite childhood franchise, Doraemon, while I'm pondering on nostalgia and what actual productive shit that I've been doing with my lazy ass life. At this point, I should have just listened to Quack on Crack's advice and used bloodstained chivalry on Hu Tao so that I could dash cancel my way out of shitty situations like this because my puny ass bank account can't fucking afford a C1. Her attack rhythm are somehow even more fucking inconsistent than my fucking upload schedule. I don't give 10 fucks if she could do 70,000 damage per hit. It's not even worth it in the slightest if I need to cycle through 69 different iterations of depression just for some fucking numbers on the screen that don't even matter in my shit life. Enrico Pucci may have created Made in Heaven. Meanwhile, Horrorverse has created Made in Hell with this fucking abomination. Hu Tao can go suck my juicy fat cock and stick Zhongli's pillow up my ass twice and sideways. Fuck you!
Anyways, first okay, D tier. He's basically Ganyu, but less satisfying. So, all of my Ganyu complaints still remain here. And, yeah, D tier, I'm sorry. The situation with Ayaka is kind of extreme, in which I really like certain parts, but also at the same time kind of hated certain parts as well. For example, N1C is just horrifying, please just don't use it, and also consumes way too much stamina, so opt for N2C or N3C. It's honestly not bad and I kind of enjoy it. Dash mechanic. I'm genuinely not really fond of Ayaka / Mona's dash mechanic, because they seem a bit too off-putting and awkward to me. But hey, the cryo infusion is nice though. Her burst. Oh my god, I have to admit, that shit hits like a truck. And it's so fun just watching all the enemies just get obliterated and get sent to the Shadow Realm. Best part of the kit so far, and one of the most satisfying elemental bursts in the game. With all due respect though, probably like a mid-B tier to be honest. First of all, his normal attacks are just really, really nice. All the way from his animations to his playstyle, and hey, maybe even his sound effects just really enriches my gameplay experience. And also, one really neat thing about Ayato is that he's really easy to use as well. Not only easy to pick up on how he's played, but also he can just dodge the enemies quite comfortably. Because all you have to do is just hold left click, see your surroundings, and occasionally press right click, and not have to multitask as hard. But I guess one downside to all of this is just, that's it. It's kind of bland. But in which that case, I'll just spam click on Ayato like some fucking maniac or something. But hey, still good enough to be S tier. Oh, Keqing. You're so close to S tier. But unfortunately, I have to put you at A tier. Why? Well, first of all, her burst looks really cool. I would argue that it looks cooler than Alhaitham's 50-meter Emerald Splash, but hey, both of them look really good. The one thing that I find oddly satisfying to Keqing is, please don't judge me here, is her N1C attack sounds. Let me explain. When you do Keqing's N1C, it basically goes like this. Hut, yeah, hut, yeah, hut, yeah, hut, yeah. And combined with her attack patterns, you get this really nice and catchy rhythm to Keqing. Like, no joke, I sometimes found myself bopping my head front and back just playing her N1C. Like some random Italian complaining about pineapple on pizza. And it's just music to my ears. However, while this still applies to small enemies, sometimes the N1C combo chain just gets interrupted when fighting multiple small enemies. So that's why I put it at A tier. Really, really close to getting the S tier, not gonna lie. Klee. Her playstyle is clunky, to put it simply, to the point where I'm sorry, I need to put her at D tier. I can't really say much about it because her clunkiness was just that bad, but it was a different feeling from Brutal. For Klee, I just feel disgusted and a bit repulsed when playing Klee, but I feel frustrated when playing Brutal. So I guess that's one upside to playing Klee, I guess, but that still doesn't change my opinion. D tier. She's basically everything that I can ask for in a main DPS. Really amazing burst damage even at C0, like no joke, I can legit hit 100k with Raiden National even at C0. Fast and rapid normal and charge attacks with decent damage, restore everyone's energy to alleviate all of their energy recharge needs. She's basically the near perfect character to me, so that's why I put her at the toppest of the tops in S tier. I might be biased here since I have her at C2 right now, but even if I only have her at C0, I feel like my opinion would stay the same. His kit is so similar to the Raiden Shogun. You know, everything that I could ask for in the main DPS, great burst even at C0, and also fast and rapid normal and charge attacks with decent damage and all that. However, I'm going to put him at A tier. You may ask, why? Well, in a nutshell, his NA and CA are just too blocky and rough for my liking, which caused a little bit of inconvenience. Fun fact, when I was playing Tartaglia, I don't really know his optimal combat rotation because his NA and CA style just flows really nicely. So I was just randomly spamming normal and charge attacks at random intervals until I later realized that, oh, it was supposed to be N2C. So yeah, A tier. Pretty close to S tier. I'm sorry. Wanderer. Honestly, at first I thought he might just be mid, as I don't really like Catalyst users as main DPSs, like Yanfei or Ningguang. Their playstyle just doesn't sit right with me, and doesn't feel exciting. But boy was I wrong. Wanderer is actually quite fun to play, to be honest. The whole normal attack rotation is really smooth and actually enjoyable, and the whole black hole that he summons in his charge attacks and burst just makes the whole thing even more enjoyable. Also, he can fly. Yeah, need I say more? Though one downside to him is that taking any sort of knockback is absolutely detrimental to your whole combat cycle. So having a shield is definitely better. So A tier. His E is really fun to use, no matter in the overworld or when fighting enemies, it's always a joy to use his E. His plunging attacks, while I definitely do see the appeal to it, and to me, I definitely enjoyed it as well. However, I just had an unstable and wobbly feeling when playing Xiao's plunging attacks, for some reason. Don't ask me why, consult a psychologist. In addition, his plunging attacks just knock enemies away, and that's kinda bothersome. And due to the sunk cost fallacy, I don't really want to interrupt the plunging attack chain. So what ends up happening is, I'm inching my way to the enemies while plunge attacking at the same time. And that's kind of annoying, of course. Thankfully, his AoE is pretty big, so there's one upside to this. And also, not having a shield character and a healer at the same time just makes his playstyle even worse. Because I need the interruption resistance and the healing to make him quite fun. So Xiao, probably B tier, I'd say. I like her normal attack cycle, from the sound effects to her animations. I really find that part quite interesting, especially dealing that sweet damage in her 5th normal attack. However, ranged characters are just not my thing. I prefer close quarter combat, so B tier. Alright, onto these characters who are starting to question the boundaries of what counts as a main DPS. But I'm gonna still include them here, just because some of you might argue with me in the comments and I don't want that to happen. So yeah. Even though she can't even kill Helitrol with those puny ass arms, but it's still fun to play her. It's like that one scrawny anime kid who thinks he can be Star Platinum and aura away all of his insecurities. And that's always fun to see. So, A tier. Same thing with Eula. Nilou's attack animations are just way too smooth. And also, Hyper Bloom is better than Bloom, and you can all go fight me for it. So, at most C tier. Probably worse than Eula, cause you can actually bomb yourself to death with high-grade explosives. At first I thought I would hate this character cause charge attacks just make me want to puke. However, Tighnari might just be the only exception to this. I feel like I have something to do for every second and not feel bored because of his quick swap playstyle. Still, both characters feel off, so at most B tier. Alright, last one. Yae Miko. Catalyst users just feel clunky to play. Except for Hazel and Wanderer, of course. You just stand there, menacingly, and attack the enemy without any sort of movement at all. It feels unnatural, and overall, just like Eula and Nilou, the attack seems a bit too slow due to its smooth-ass animation. And that's all 21 characters covered. Some of them may change in the future, but I think this should be fine for now. Now, is this tier list fair? No. There are some characters that I'm fully aware on how to play them, whereas there are some characters that I'm just completely clueless at. And what do you want me to do? Just forget everything? I can't do that, I'm not a fucking magician. Now, is this tier list for everyone? No, of course not. You may have a different opinion from mine and actually place Hu Tao in S tier, like some fucking psychopath. All the rage and complaints that I made in this video were kind of exaggerated. So, what matters is that we all treat others' opinions with respect. Is what a nerd would say! Anyway, special thanks to all of you who participated in the video making process. However, unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to use any of them because I found my Divine Ingenuity footage right after making that community post. So, all aboard So, it's time to announce the final results of the Neivy certified Genshin Impact main DPS playstyle rankings. 5-star edition. In first place, we have the almighty Narukami Gosho, which her name is too long to pronounce, so I'm just gonna shorten it, the Raiden Shogun. And following just behind her in second place is the General Mahamatra and joke enthusiast, Cyno. And in third place is the buff-ass bookworm, Alhaitham. And in fourth place, we have Kamisato Ayato, followed by Keqing, Tartaglia, Dehya, Wanderer, Tighnari, Ayaka, Diluc, Yoimiya, Xiao, Itto, Eula, Nilou, Yae Miko, Ganyu, Lyney, Klee, and in last place, created straight from the highway, cause that's where most accidents happen, Hu Tao. If you guys enjoyed this video, or if you also hate Hu Tao's playstyle just like me, then be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications to never miss an upload, cause it really helps out this channel a lot, and it really means a lot to me, so thank you. Also, just some quick changes before I leave. Hold on. There we go. Much better.